Hey, what's happening, guys? Norsky here. I want to talk about Battlefield 1's DLC content, which so far has been overall good. I would say that as a majority, most of the community has enjoyed the DLC content so far. But there's one little issue. Actually, it's kind of a big issue, and I think it's a big part of why Battlefield 1's player counts have dropped off so much. The issue I'm talking about is the timing of the DLC content itself. Before I dig into this topic, I want to say that obviously when a game is first released, that is when player counts are generally at its peaks, and those peaks last for probably 1 or 2 months for most games, and after that period of time has passed, most games' player counts will gradually decline. But for Battlefield 1, it has, and it hasn't been very gradual. And I'm not trying to hate on Battlefield 1 because I still do enjoy playing it, but this video is more or less my opinion of where they went wrong and what I think they could have done differently to improve the overall life cycle of this game. Also, if you hit that like button for me, guys, it'd be much appreciated. Now, let's start out when this game was first released worldwide back on October 21st, 2016. As you can see in this graph, that Battlefield 1 player counts were holding up very good in all of November, December, and January. The peak amount of people playing Battlefield 1 in November was an amazing 121,000 people, just on PC alone. PS4 had 261,000 people at its peak in November, and Xbox had 183,000 people at its peak in November. Those three combined would equal around 570,000 people playing Battlefield 1, which is an amazing player count that any game would want. Battlefield 1 averaged roughly around 500,000 players per day from its release until around the end of January. Then, as you can see in February, the player counts took a nosedive. At that point in time, the only bit of DLC that we got from DICE was the map Giant Shadow and a crossbow launcher, which isn't very much content for being 4 months after the release of a game. Then in March, Battlefield 1 launched its first true DLC named They Shall Not Pass, which gave us new maps and weapons and vehicles and all other kinds of good little things. But it took them nearly 5 months to release DLC 1, which is a really long time for any game. Just in comparison, look at Battlefield 4. The game was released on October 23rd, 2013, which is practically almost the same date as Battlefield 1's release date, but Battlefield 4 released DLC 1 on December 17th, 2013, not even 2 months after its initial release date. Downloadable content definitely keeps players around for longer periods of time and extends most games' overall life. Battlefield 4 released DLC 1, 2, and 3 by the time Battlefield 1 released DLC 1, which is one of the few reasons why I believe we've lost so many players in Battlefield 1. Most people anticipate that DLC 2 for Battlefield 1 will be released sometime in July, and after that it's really just a guessing game when they'll decide to release DLC 3 and 4. Now, another reason I believe Battlefield 1 player counts continue to drop is this game can become stale, because there isn't much overall depth to this game, honestly. I personally do not like the Warbond system that Battlefield 1 has. I'd rather see guns unlocked automatically when you reach a certain rank instead. Like, for example, you would have to reach rank 6 in the Assault class, and you would also have to have an overall rank of 40 or higher to unlock a certain gun. I think that system would be a lot better, and it'd be more fun to try to unlock certain weapons. Another thing is, there are no in-game leaderboards. Me personally, I love looking and comparing numbers and my personal statistics to everyone else to see where I rank. Leaderboards would have been so awesome to have in the game and not through a mobile app or online, which can be kind of a hassle. I also know a lot of people wanted weapon customization, but I can understand why there really isn't any weapon customization since it's taking place during World War I, but they still could have done a little bit more than they actually did. This game had so much potential, but I don't think it lived up to its full potential. Sales-wise, this game was a huge success, but the overall community reception of this game is a bit wishy-washy. I think they could have done so much more, which they still can, because at this point in time, we have 3, possibly 4 DLCs coming our way still, that hopefully can revive this game. I'm not saying this game is dead, but it's definitely starting to sink deeper, because the player counts do not lie and honestly say something about this game. I'm hopeful that DICE can continue adding awesome new features and content in the future, hopefully sooner than later, because its current rate of new content is way too slow, which is why people are slowly leaving the game. I'm really hoping that we can get a couple of DLCs this summer. What do you guys think about the player counts dropping? Do you agree or disagree with my opinion? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. And if you're new, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Thanks again, and I'll catch you guys later.